So if you improve by just 1% every day for a year,
Yeah.
you wouldn't just be a little bit better or, even twice as good. You'd actually be roughly 37 times better.
Wow.
Right. But when we want a promotion or, some big change, we still try to land this one massive game-changing client.
Oh, absolutely.
So today we're taking a deep dive into an excerpt from The Alchemy of 1%, The Power of Compounding Better.
Just to see why this math of microscopic daily actions totally obliterates our obsession with massive transformations.
It's really wild how our brains just inherently reject that math because we think in straight lines, right? But this growth is exponential.
Right.
And because a 1% shift is so small, it just barely registers in the moment.
Yeah, it feels like nothing.
Exactly. So we just abandon it. We want to chase a cinematic montage where everything just magically changes overnight.
Right, which is like trying to push a boulder up a cliff.
Yeah. It's exhausting, and you usually just end up back at the bottom. But the 1% approach is more like adjusting the trajectory of an airplane by a single degree.
Right.
In the first 5 minutes, you look out the window and you don't notice any difference at all.
Nothing.
But a few hours later, you're landing on a completely different continent.
That airplane analogy really captures the underlying mechanism perfectly. Because it isn't just some, feel-good productivity hack.
Right.
It's a structural reality. And the source actually points out this terrifying flip side, which is the math works exactly the same way in reverse.
Oh, man.
Yeah, a 1% daily decline, it doesn't result in a slow, graceful fade.
Yeah.
It leads to a catastrophic collapse.
Well, yeah, the text brings up that hospitality business example to illustrate this.
Yes, the hotel.
Right, and the domino effect is brutal. Think about a hotel where the front desk staff, they drop their enthusiasm by just 1%.
It's just 1%.
Which on its own seems totally harmless. But that 1% drop means guests are instantly 1% less forgiving when the elevator is slow. And that triggers a 1% increase in complaints to the manager.
Right, which
bumps up staff stress by 1%. And suddenly you have this cascading effect that just ends in a high turnover and a totally toxic culture.
Exactly, which is why the stakes on these tiny margins are so incredibly high.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting better. It's about, arresting the compounding effect of getting worse.
I get the math. I really do. But the source explicitly says you won't actually feel this positive difference tomorrow.
No, you won't.
So if I'm doing the work, making that 1-degree adjustment, and I'm getting absolutely zero immediate dopamine hit from it,
Right.
how do I not just quit on day 4?
Well, that is the exact trap the author anticipates.
Yeah.
And the solution is shifting your focus away from the outcome and entirely onto the question itself. So the actionable step isn't, staring at the finish line. It's looking at one specific thing today and just asking, what is the 1% better version of this?
So for the listener who's, sitting in their car right now, totally overwhelmed by work.
Yeah.
It's not about deciding to completely overhaul their email inbox today.
No, not at all. It is it's creating a single new folder to filter out newsletters.
Right.
It takes 2 seconds. That's the 1%. And then tomorrow, you ask that same question about a totally different area.
Like how you prep for a morning meeting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You make the process so ridiculously small that it's always possible. And that makes the consistency unstoppable. You're really just building the habit of asking the question.
You stop pushing the boulder and just adjust the dial 1 degree.
Exactly.
Which actually brings us right back to that terrifying math of the decline.
Right.
If a 1% daily drop inevitably leads to total collapse, what is one invisible 1% bad habit currently compounding in your life right now? What's that tiny leak you need to plug before it multiplies into a flood?
That's a great question.
Just something to think about.